Okay, welcome everyone. First day of November, Game 7 on the World Series on the horizon. Before we do that, we'll get a game in. So it's regular season game number 3. In Windsor at Forest Glade Arena, Southpoint versus the Wildcats. Ryan Walton will get the start. This will be the second meeting of the regular season, fourth meeting of the season if we include the exhibition play. Teams are very familiar with one another. Get set for a puck drop. Johnson settles in to take the draw. Chan to her left. We don't have time on the clock. That's the delay. Still reads 0. Got a couple APs that are stepping up to play today. That'll be Finley Workington and Corinne Robertson, I think. I apologize if I got the name off there. Apologies there for the lack. We had a collision up on the board. Stick broken too. Southpoint digging down in the corner. Turnover. Picked up by Workington. The puck comes out neutral ice. Floated up there for Borelli. Borelli crossed the line while they try to get a change. Floated up into the bench, but that hits one of the Southpoint players and it's whistled down. So it's Corinne Marintet, my mistake. That's the second AP stepping up today. Upcoming draw. It's Della Valley settling in there. Trying to pull it. Picked out of the feet. And then collected by St. Denis behind the goal. Backhanded up. That's for Marintet. They battle along the wall. Picked up again and going the other way is St. Denis. Showing around there for Barretto. Barretto can't get it out. Puck comes out into the slot area. Puck rolls off the stick of Marintet. And Della Valley finds a way to get it out. Trying to reverse it back in their own zone, but it's taken away. Puck comes out into the blue ice and stuck back behind the goal line. Collected by St. Louis. They try to get it out to the line. Held in, backhanded towards the goal. Goalie had to be careful there with a save on a loose backhand. There's a little bit of a hook there on Della Valley. No call. Oh, Barretto with a centering pass. Couple additional whacks there on the way down from Della Valley. Veselinovic will step in with Amaral on the wing. Played up there by Alsop. Alsop digging. Puck comes out and then floated through the middle. Picked up by Krushelnyski. She goes back in her own end, backhands it up into safety. Puck bounces. Collected by Alsop. Over skating it. Caught in the feet now as they dig right in front of the penalty box. And that'll get blown dead for a whistle. We get a neutral zone draw in front of the Wildcat bench. And that face-off is controlled by Windsor. They float it into the zone. One forechecker sending Krushelnyski back. She'll fan on the clearing attempt, pick up the second one, try to ribbon up the boards. Gets it up as far as the top of the circle, the wall. And now comes out, over skating it there was Perry. Perry gets it off the skate of Alsop. Perry over for Krushelnyski, goes cross ice. Nice catch there by Alsop. Across the line, she tries to float it in. Defense changes for Southpoint. They battle along the wall, trying to pick it out there. There's Veselinovic. Inslee backhands it into the zone, but picked up by Windsor. Skated through the middle of the ice. They'll be content to dump it in and make a change. 12:25 remaining in the first period. Still looking for a real first shot. We had one loose on the backhand earlier. Here's a chance for Chan. Breaks into the zone. Shoots. Goaltender had to be careful there. Right into the crest. Covered up for a whistle. Trying really hard to get the shot ticker going at the bottom of your screen. Apologies. Right out in front. Another shot attempt there, collected by the goaltender. Johnson getting some shots early on. Trying to zoom in a little bit here. Sorry, apologies. All right, here we go. Johnson wins that draw cleanly. Back to Inslee. Inslee, no shot. Dumps it back into the corner, back behind the goal line. Chan, along with Lulich, sealing the boards, covered by Johnson. Staying up there is Lulich. Puck will come back out to the point. Johnson holds it, sends it right back in. Onto the stick of Chan. Tries to collect it back behind the goal. Tries to pull it out front. Rimmed up to the board for Lulich. Lulich tries to throw it at the goal. Goes up in the air. Glove down there by Johnson. She's hit immediately. Windsor trying to get it out. On the neutral ice, that stuff. Here's Chan into the feet. Puck comes out, neutral ice, near side board, cross center. That's Grubb, dumping it into the zone. Lulich, catch the puck on the roll. Sorry, guys. There we go. Back into the zone. Lulich leaves it for St. Denis, sends it up there off the stick of Barreto. They battle along the board. Back behind the goal. Shot. Doesn't find its way to the net. Into the corner now. Couple Stars digging. That's Lulich again. Lulich on the forehand with some room now. Flows it through the middle. Backhanded up by Johnson. This is going to find its way on the net. The goaltender will be forced to cover that up for a whistle. All right, settling to take the draw. One cleanly, but not into the reach of St. Denis. She'll have to collect it back in her own zone. Goes cross ice for Fisher. Fisher throws it through the middle. Intended for Barreto. Might be a little bit too far. This could be icing against Southpoint. And we'll get a draw way back into the Stars zone. Stars coming off a previous weekend, seeing a couple games against the AAA squad in Columbus. And taking care of business against Little Caesars on Sunday night. Now back in it for a pair of games. Below the goal line, Fisher on the backhand. She gets rubbed out, loses control. Going to put on the brakes, getting some support there. Puck gets floated up through the neutral ice. Outside of Barreto's reach. She'll try to jump on the forecheck. She's digging. Tries to get it up front. Centering pass. No one home. Good job by number 7 to dig out that puck. Be careful with that bounce in. Collected by Krushelnyski. Sent up there for Marintet. Marintet gets the puck out to neutral ice. Sent right back in off the stick of Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski helps dig the puck out for Perry. Perry gets it up to the point, but not out. Puck goes off the skate, bounces out into neutral ice. Krushelnyski finds it. Floats it up there for all stop. Collected by Veselinovic. Down the line with some speed. She gets disrupted as she tries to center it. No call. Doing her best to try to protect the puck. Couldn't pull it in to get a shot nonetheless. 9:03 remaining in the first. Veselinovic had it briefly. Then he gets knocked out. 2-on-1 developing, but Krushelnyski will retrieve it. Backhands it out. Allsop floats it back up just outside of the reach of the Windsor defender. Trying to turn it back is Seville. She gets taken. Here's now Alsop. Just missing the handle on it. Little tap play coming up. Losing a wheel going down is Inslee. Hey, how are you? Good. Losing an edge going down is Inslee, but I think she's okay. Probably smacked her head a little bit on the way down. So we're going to get a neutral zone draw in front of the Stars bench. Chan, Johnson. Trying to battle to get that puck out. We float it up. Here's a chance for Johnson. She's got Workington on the slot area, trying to stretch through the middle. That's disrupted. Upcoming penalty being called here. This is going to go against Southpoint, and they're going to call Chan. I believe it's going to be boarding. Nope, head contact. So, first power play of the game will go to Windsor. Johnson staying out there with Barreto up front. I don't know, well, I guess they wanted that. Oh, geez. It's a double minor. So they're calling intent on that. Anyway, double minor not to be killed here. Windsor retrieves the puck in the corner. Trying to float it back down low, below the goal line. Keeping it to the exterior, no shot yet. Disrupted there, Barreto. They'll send it the length of the ice. Johnson's going to get there first. She's got a chance here out front. Here's Barreto. Little pass there. Oh, score! Short-handed goal! What a beauty! Good resilience there by both Barreto and Johnson to stay on the puck. Get it out in front, and that's the first short-handed goal of this season. We'll get some changes up front. That'll be Della Valle and Veselinovic up front. Here's a puck going into the zone. That's going to be an easy icing call. So inside the first 30 seconds of a double minor for head contact, Southpoint scratches the board first. Face-off is collected by the Wildcats. They'll carry back behind their own zone. They'll try to carry it out through the middle now. Little touch play to get it up there for St. Louis. She'll put on the brakes. Trying to keep it to the outside. Seville back to St. Louis. St. Louis trying to protect the puck. St. Denis. Pair of friends going at it. Puck stays on the exterior. Back to the point now. Grassi. No shot. That's picked up there by Krushelniski, backhanded out to safety by Della Valle. She'll try to get it pushed back as far as they can into the Windsor zone. Amaral hunting for it. Here's Inslee right back on the ice. Good to see her back. Amaral, the lone forechecker for the Stars. Trying to force a decision, and she'll lock that puck there up on the wall. Getting some help there from Perry. Windsor having some trouble with the possession. They chip it out, neutral ice. Inslee intercepts it, backhands it very loosely, back into the zone. Little stick check there by Johnson. She's hunting for it again. She's content to lock it up. Two Wildcats trying to pin her up and fish it out. They'll do it. As the first penalty is expired, 2 minutes left, the back half. Another good job there by Amaral to lock the puck up in the corner, and she'll get a whistle. Oof. Wholesale changes, both teams. Della Valle will stay out, accompanied by Barreto. Lulich and Inslee will remain out. So some discussion with coaching staff and trying to understand where the penalties lie. And here we got a drop. Right up at the line and out, now floated through the middle. Trying to stretch it over for St. Louis. Trying to collect it off the wall and cut in. Off the side of the net. Windsor has it now. Carrying it up to the top is Civil. There's cross ice there. Audette will tap it back into the zone, but Lulich will get there first. She's rubbed out. Collected by Civil. Back to the point. No shot. Here's a chance. Shoots. Save made with the blocker. Try to center it back out front. Collected there. Played back to the point. Shot. That's to hit a skate on the way through. Back out to the point again. Right through the middle off the stick of Barreto. No shot yet. Floats. Hits a body on the way through. Della Valle very calmly puts on the brakes, gets on her forehand and sends it the length of the ice. Goaltender will try to tap it, knock it down. Wholesale changes for Southpoint. Out comes Johnson. Off the stick of Veselinovic into the zone. Tries to center it there. Perry gets enough of it to send it up to center ice. Hunting for it again. Good pressure. Putting on the turn is Krushelnyski. She'll get it out to center. And again, dumped blindly into the zone. Dying seconds here. Battling there is Veselinovic. She'll rip it up. That's disrupted. Penalty expires. They go cross ice. Perry gets it up there for Alsop, fresh off the bench. She'll float it up. It'll roll into the Windsor zone. Line stretch pass, cross ice. Picked up there by Krushelnyski. She hits a player on the bench, making a change. Picked up by Alsop, carried in the corner. She's still got it. On the backhand as she goes down. Stick check there by Johnson. Johnson got in her feet. With Veselinovic, rebound there for Alsop, and she couldn't find it. Right in her feet. Shot deflected on the way through off the stick of St. Denis. Windsor back on their heels. Veselinovic sends it back up. Running out of room. Fisher will go back to retrieve it. 3:30 left to go in the first. Fisher will rip it around. St. Denis gets back there enough just to float it out into neutral ice. Gerbjar going back. Right through the middle. Little drop play. St. Louis now. On the backhand. Didn't get a shot off like she wanted to. Marintet collects the puck. Gets it up there. St. Denis. Gets it forward. Onside. 2-on-1 developing here. Disrupted there by Lulich. Shot gloved by Walton. In the minimal action she's seen, she gloves it for a whistle. 2:50 left to go in the first. So a few opportunities there for Windsor on the prolonged power play. Keep it to the exterior, but not a whole lot of shots that find their way to the net. Southpoint with a late change here. They're going to allow it. Face off one cleanly there by Windsor. Backhanded in the zone, Lulich. She's rubbed out. Into the zone. Drop it down low. It's Casey trying to center it back out. Backhanded to the line. Shot. And that's an easy eyeball for Walton to cover it up for a whistle. And face-off drawn back to the point. And here's a chance now for Chan. Breakaway. In on goal. Forehand, backhand. Scores. Right on the forehand. Goaltender was frozen. What a play. Just to float it up into space. Stars jump out to a 2-0 lead. Karina, did you see who made that backhand pass? Floated through the middle? I'll have to go back and look. Maybe. All right. Draw one by Southpoint. Krushelniski off the stick of Perry goes cross ice outside of the reach. It's going to find its way to the net and covered by the goaltender. Veselinovic set to take the draw. She'll pull it to the board for Allsop. She dumps it back over the goal. Going down, trying to get back up as Windsor tries to break it out. Stretch pass through the middle, but in the skate. Picked up by Veselinovic. She's disrupted. She'll go back. It's around Perry. Perry picks up the puck off the board. Here off the skate inadvertently of Allsop to Amaral. Back into the zone. Amaral losing the handle on it. Allsop gets dumped out in front of the net. She's trying to get back to her feet. Stretch pass through the middle. Stopped there temporarily, and the second time by Perry. And she is pushed right off the puck. This is going to be an upcoming penalty to Windsor. So I believe we're going to just get a simple rough here. Body check, rough, whichever you want to call it. I think it's going to be a body check is what they're going to call it. It'll be Tegan Audette going to the box. So 1:29 remaining in the first period. We'll see the Stars visit the power play for the first time. Della Valle, Barreto. I believe that's Maritet on the inside of the slot. And she's going to settle in and take that. That's Amaral, rather. Amaral takes the draw. Picked up there by Della Valle. Della Valle for Inslee. Shot. That's blocked on the way through. Calmly stays there, collects a clearing attempt. Shot. Doesn't find its way on the goal. Barreto leaves it for Della Valle. Della Valle for Lulich. No shot. Back for Della Valle off the wall. Shot attempt well wide. Picked up here by Inslee in the backhand. She'll float it back into the zone. Barreto settles the puck down inside the final minute of the first period. Jeez, nice little pass. No clean shot attempt. Backhanded. Over back for Barreto. Amaral right out in front. Lulich for Della Valle. Back down low for Barreto. Back to the point. Shot. That's a rebound. Oh! Rebound attempt. It's right there. Della Valle right on the doorstep. She gets dumped at the end. Not one whack, but two. Oh, coming close. Good ice vision by Stella Barreto off the wall to connect with Inslee, not once, but twice, to create that opportunity. Johnson can't win this draw. Puck will get cleared, set the length of the ice. This will send back St. Denis. Settled by Walton. St. Denis, stretch pass. It's got Veselinovic. Catches Johnson through the middle now. Here's Chan in the zone. Over for Johnson. Good take. 20 seconds remaining in the period. They settle it back down low. Losing an edge going down there is Veselinovic. Held in there. Collision there with Chan. And they'll find a way to stretch it through the middle of the ice. Walton will cover that, and that should do it for the period. .31 seconds remaining in the power play to start the second period. Long change. Appears the shot markers either reset or didn't go the way that it was supposed to. Get a clock reset here. So tomorrow's game in Leamington at 1:30, we'll see Sarnia Lady Sting come to visit for the first time this season. And then a week from today at Tecumseh Arena, we'll visit Windsor one more time. At that point, these teams won't see each other until the new year. Johnson, Della Valley. Johnson will collect that puck off her face-off wing. Carries it into the zone. Drops it for Della Valley. No shot yet. Puts on the brakes. Back to the point. St. Denis had eyes. Blocker stop. Thrown towards the net. Goaltender can't cover it. Picked up there by Della Valley. She'll settle it back down. Right out in front as the puck roll off her stick. Back for St. Denis. Shot in traffic. Goaltender did see it. Pair of stops. Good stops by their goaltender for Windsor. Just a few seconds remaining on the power play. Face-off drawn to the boards. Barreto can't get it. Oh, a little play broken up there. Picked up by Barreto. Shoots. Pad save made, steered to the wall. Barreto collects it off the stick of Krushelnyski, loses an edge, goes down, getting to her feet, picks up the loose puck, into the zone, in her feet, kicks it forward. Marantat with a shot that she had to shovel back out into her feet. Stars will get another change. Perry, Krushelnyski manning the point. All stop. Della Valley. Amaral up front. Puck is drawn back into the Windsor corner. They'll put on the brakes. Amaral picks it up though. Tries to center it out. Didn't get much on it. Collected easily. Stretch pass through the middle. 2-on-1 developing here if they hurry. Into the zone. Disrupted. There rolls off the stick of Casey. Now on the stick of Amaral. The backhand. She has her pocket picked. Taken in. They try to go around Krushelnyski. Not having it. Gets it up to the wall. Amaral digging. Collected by Krushelnyski. She'll rip it back up there for Amaral. Amaral gets it out onto the stick now. Della Valley collected nicely and crossing the line. Puts on the brakes. Drops it there. And comes out into neutral ice. Perry will have to regroup. She'll float it in towards the goal. Goaltender will cover it up. Della Valley forcing the play to be whistled down. Full change here. Workington on the near sideboard wing with Johnson and Chan. The face-off again is drawn into the Windsor corner. St. Denis trying to pinch Johnson going on the other side. Good job there by Southpoint. Holding it in there. Shot attempt. Bounces back below the goal line. Missing the net. Right out in front now. Backhanded. Off the stick of Chan. Back out to the point. Here's a chance. Shoots. Oh! Right off the knob of the stick of the goaltender. Back below the goal line. Workington gets hit. No call. That's oh my goodness. I was from behind all day long. Back below the goal. Backhanded. Off the stick of St. Denis. Windsor's got it. Tries to wrap it around. 2 attempts to get it through there. Workington looking for it. Oh! Puck! Hit some traffic on the way through. And I don't know if Walton got a piece of that or not. Only that camera behind the net will be able to tell us. We'll look at it later. St. Denis. Shot. Missing on the far side. Getting a change and just getting off there. Having to clear. Southpoint will have to clear. Getting the change. Stretch pass. It gets floated through, no ice. Sitting back Inslee. Inslee backhands it. Veselinovic will be there first. She'll rip it around back for Inslee. Inslee will collect it. Marintet there as well. Puck goes into the bench. Ooh, what a sequence there. Back in the Southpoint zone. Windsor coming close on a rush and a couple shots into traffic. Veselinovic setting this take the draw. Can't win it. Picked up by Audette. Has a puck roll off her stick. Barreto digging there. Puck comes out to the slot area. No shot by Borelli yet. Floated back through the goal mouth. Not on goal. Puck will come out to the line, but not out. Walton gets enough of it to steer it up. Off the stick of the defender from Windsor, sending her back. Floated up into center now. Tapped into the zone. We'll send back Inslee. The puck taken away. Back to the point. Shot. Deflected on the way through. Oh, there's a save there. Marintet gets enough to get it out into neutral ice. I think I hit a body on the way through on the second attempt. Towards the end of the shift there, Marintet running out a little bit of gas. Long change here in the second. Putting on the brakes there is Lulich. She's got some room. Got to get that puck out, ladies. Backhands. Save made by Walton. Steered in the corner near side. Battling there to try to get it out. Oh boy, right out in front. Save made by Walton. Coming up for a whistle. Oh! Towards the end of the shift, defensive pairing was tired. Those are the ones you got to send the length of the ice and get that whistle any way and or how. .10:25 remaining in the second period. Another face-off win by the Wildcats. Puck goes wide of the goal. Keep it back down low. Perry now floats it up to the wing. Amaral disrupted but can't get the puck out. Puck gets sent back into the goal. Good pressure here by Windsor in the last couple minutes. Trying to find a way to get that puck out. They collect it off the wall. Casey with a shot. That's easily handled, steered to the corner. Trying to get it out there. Stella Valley. Second attempt. Up to the line. Still not out. Backhanded towards the goal. Corralled there by Krushelniski. Now floated out into neutral ice. Floated right back into the net. Handled by Walton. Trying to catch Windsor on a change if they hurry. Stretch pass. Not cleared. Back into the zone. Perry now. Got to get that puck out. To the line. Held in by Hadfield and now out. Back into the Windsor end. Try to regroup. Disrupted there by Della Valle. Picked up on the stick of Amaral. Shot. Blocked on the way through. Alsop gets a change. Wow. A couple defenders also changing. Good job there by St. Denis to disrupt St. Louis. St. Louis trying to pull it back in. Right out in front. Oh, what a pad save. Oh, she kicked the toe out. No goal stick, but she retrieves it. Backhands it into the bench. Oh. There's a chance there for Gabby Civil to put it in. I believe it was her. Off the stick of St. Louis. Wow. Southpoint back on their heels here. Getting a last minute change. They're going to allow it, but they're going to chuck out Johnson from the faceoff circle. Faceoff one there by Channel. Batted up. Oh, outside of the reach. Channel pick up the loose puck 2-on-1. Shoots. Pad save made and swallowed by the goaltender. Cover for a whistle. 8:38 remaining in the second. Oh, Jesus, scared the crap out of me. Porkington, right in the slot area. She was looking for that puck off the draw. And she's fishing for it in the corner here. Getting some help. Johnson looking for it. She's got it on her stick. Trying to throwed it out there for Workington. Can't find it. Back into the zone. Johnson down low. Pulls it in. Out for Workington. Oh, she almost had a chance there on the backhand. Had to roll off her stick. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correct. Back through the middle. Into the feet. Collected by Inslee. Floated up there and back on her stick. Skating into space. Gains the line. Floats it in the zone. Linesman trying to protect herself. Backhanded out in front. Windsor will collect it. Near side board, that's Borelli. She'll dump it into the zone. With Audette through the middle. Picked up by Inslee. Pair of 77s going at it. The red 77's got it. That's the one from Windsor. Tries to center it. Picked up there by Johnson. In the backhand, she's got some room if she goes. Right through the middle now. Oh, and she can take it all the way if she wants. Here she goes in on goal break. One extra move to keep it wide and baited the goaltender too far over and couldn't find a way to get a good shot in. Floated back in the zone. Johnson looking for it, getting some help from Marintek. Shot off the stick here. Barreto shoots. Not on net. Picked up there by Fisher with a chance. That puck finds its way to the goal. Tipped on the way through. Good response after being back on their heels for what seemed to be at least 3 minutes. Offensive zone draw. 88, Della Valle wins it cleanly, but Fisher had her stick up. Oh, stretch pass. A little risky play there by St. Denis. Finds the stick of Barreto, though. Into the zone. It's onside. Borderline call there. Gets it up to the line and out. St. Denis backhands it for Fisher. Fisher tries to stretch it up there for Marintek. This is an upcoming penalty to Fisher. This is going to be hooking. Little tug there as she was trying to break free. Given the circumstances, it's not a bad penalty to take. Because if she didn't, she was probably gone. So, 6:40 in the second. We'll see Windsor go to their second power play of the game. 2-0 is the score. One shorthanded goal by Southpoint on their first power play attempt in Windsor. Face-off is 1-2, the near side board, but collected by Civil. Sent back into the zone. St. Louis looking for it. And Civil again. Tries to float it out. Good job by Perry to keep it to the wall. Oh, a little blind pass there by St. Louis. Picked up Fand on the clearing attempt, but gets enough of it to get it out. One. Got to be careful there with Lulich up front. Send it the length, ladies. Back below the goal now. Veselinovic gets it up to the wall and out. Still hunting for the puck. Little pinch there by Perry. Puck will get collected there by Windsor. Offside will be the call. Sperduti was in probably about a half step in stride. And that's nice, an offside call. Upcoming draw here, Johnson. She can't win it. Collected by Windsor, backing it by Burrell. Through the middle now. Cross far side. Try to settle it down. Southpoint keeps the box, back to the point. No shot, here it comes. Shot. I don't think I made its way through. Right back below the goal. Good stick there by St. Denis and Inslee. Inslee's got a chance to get the puck, and on the backhand, Alsop can't get it out. Stick check there. Windsor's got it. Carries below the goal, runs into the referee. What are we calling here? Rough? A roughing call. Rather weak call right out in front of the referee, with the referee being in the way. Oh boy. All right, well, with 32 seconds remaining in the first power play. Face-off draw, won by Windsor. Over to Audette, shot, Save made by Walton, steer to the corner. Chan trying to chew up some clock. 2 Wildcats trying to dig it out. Chan doing a good job. Blocking it down. Trying to walk it out of the corner. Here's right out in front. Walton with a save. She goes right across with the glove. Gonna have a couple shakes here as I'm trying to get the battery charging here. This is how we had the drop earlier. I apologize. Face off. Trying to walk it out there with Della Valley. Second attempt gets it out. First penalty expired. 1:27 remaining on this remaining of the power play. Double down there on the remains. Oh, right back into the zone. Windsor will have to regroup. They can't carry in. They're still offside. Della Valley, or sorry, that's St. Denis back there, and this is going to be an offside call against Windsor. This should bring that draw all the way back down into the Windsor zone. We're having a discussion about it right now. And that is, in fact, the call. They're going to bring it all the way back for an intentional offside. St. Denis tight on the circle. The puck will find its way out. St. Denis will go back for it. Perry, her defensive partner, watches as St. Denis clears it up. For Johnson, here's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Here's Barreto. In on goal. Backhand, forehand. She goes down. She's going to draw a penalty. Good job all around for the first 2 periods by Barreto. Thinking her inner conscious, she probably wanted a penalty shot there. Won't be successful with that, but we'll have some 4-on-4 play here for 53 seconds and an abbreviated power play for the Stars. Johnson remains out with Barreto. Collected by Barreto. She's got it back there to the point. No shot. Fisher looking. Now she shoots. Oh, changed direction on the way through. Goaltender made a stop. Gets it up to the line, held by St. Denis. Barreto with it now. Loose shot on goal. Not a whole lot on it. Johnson. She's digging for it. Collected out by Windsor. Windsor with some room now. Will go down the wing, far side, cross the zone, around Fisher, who loses her stick. Barreto tries to rip it around. She doesn't quite find the handle. Fisher, no stick, into the corner. 3 Stars on 1 Wildcat, and they're going to get a whistle there with a little bump. Fisher collects her stick. And there's 9 seconds remaining on the penalty. Coming draw. Played to the point. Shot. Blocker stop. Rebound up at the top. Floated back in cross ice. Penalty expires. Out of the box comes Inslee. Stretch pass. Oh, just off of the stick of Chan coming right off the bench. Good job to get that stretch pass through with the player coming out of the box. St. Denis and Lulich man the point. 59 seconds on this power play. Veselinovic settles in. She can't win it. Hold it back. Chan tries to drop it back down low for Della Valley. They'll try to dig it back through, and fishing it out there is Veselinovic. Back to the point. Lulich walks the line, walks it, shoots. Scores! I don't know if it had a tip on the way through. Della Valley was right there. We'll have to go back and look at it again. Whether it's Lulich, whether it's Della Valley, you'll like to see a power play marker. 3-0 Stars. Vinny, did she tip it or was it all Juge? It's tough to say. Well, we'll take a look at it after. Good combo there. Face off, drawn to the near side board and sent back into the zone. Coming out the near side corner. Up for Amaral. Amaral does a good job of just shielding where the puck was coming, gets it up over top of center, crosses the line. Rubbed out there, putting on the brakes. Windsor defender plays it up and picked up. A centering pass there off the stick of Johnson. And Windsor will find their way to get the puck out. Offside will be the call. Not a great effort to kind of hold onside. It was kind of holding the toe up a little bit, not stretching out. Face off, neutral zone in front of the Windsor bench. This one's won by Johnson. Hensley back in the skate of Perry. Shot blocked on the way through, hits a couple skates. Right out in front, scores. That puck hit a couple people on the way through. Off a couple skates and into the back of the goal for the first marker for Windsor. So after a face-off win, a bit of a breakdown in front of our own net defensively. We'll see how Southpoint works to answer. That puck is backhanded in the zone, sending back. St. Denis, she'll get it up to the near side board. Held there by Verjar. Back into the zone. No shot. The skate. Save made. There was a chance there out top of the slot area. Save was made and then covered by the goaltender Walton. Face-off line clean there by Casey. Back to the point. Tipped on the way through. Back below the goal. St. Denis trying to get that puck. Puck comes up to the point. Held there by Verbjar. Tries to float it towards the goal. Fisher will have to get it up. Goes off the stick of Marintet and then back out of the zone. Touched up. This is going to be a penalty upcoming to Windsor. Interference will be the call. Tripping will be the call. Take your pick. So, 124. Third power play of the game for Windsor. Already with the power play marker to show for it. Barreto revisits the slot area on the power play, along with St. Denis and Lulich on the point. Face off. Try to collect it. Into the corner, far side. They battle. Veselinovic helps out. She's got it. Carries on the near side board. Gets it back to the point. St. Denis walks the line. Shoots! That hit Johnson's equipment. Sealing the boards there is Lulich. Back to the point for Johnson, who is manning her position. Back low for Lulich. Lulich back over for St. Denis. Shoots. That's blocked on the way through. Second attempt. Third attempt collected by Barreto. Inside the final minute. Barreto settles it back to the point. St. Denis, no shot yet. Here it is. Deflected on the way through there by Veselinovic. A little bit too much of a shot on the way through there from Lulich. Picked up by Barreto. Good pressure by Southpoint. Back to the point for St. Denis. St. Denis goes cross there for Lulich. Shoots. Oh, here's Barreto out in front. Fans in the first attempt. Bounces through, upcoming penalty. Who's getting this one? Interference call with Southpoint in possession. And it was blown dead. Don't know why. Odd. All right, we got a two-man advantage upcoming for Southpoint for a minute 3. 27.9 seconds remaining on the clock in the second. We'll see what they can do to generate something here before the period ends. Windsor does enough to get the puck out. Here's Johnson for Inslee. Inslee carries into the zone. Met immediately there by St. Louis. And then taken by Della Valle. On the stick of Chant. Shoots. Doesn't find the net. Final 5 seconds. Inslee loses control of it. That'll do it for the period. All right. Well, breakdown there in the second period. But Southpoint finds their way on top through 2-3-1. We'll be back in 10.
could have went in there, and most girls that good would. She gave it over here, which is the right play. But most people wouldn't make that play. I know I wouldn't.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Back for the third period. In conversation with the Stars players that will start the third on the power play. 2-man advantage for 36 seconds. Lots of folks coming back and finding their seats. Johnson, Della Valle, Barreto, Chan on the point. Along with St. Denis. Lots of firepower out here on the ice at the moment. Getting set to drop the pucks. Conversation happening. Both linesmen, one at each bench. Good to go. Face off, slapped into Southpoint zone. Going back for it is 71 St. Denis. She'll carry the puck there. Stretch pass up there. Here's Johnson, up for Barreto. Into the zone. She has her pocket picked. Clearing attempt doesn't get out. Goes into the far side corner. Hadfield trying to get that puck out. She finds the seam and gets it stretched the length of the ice. We'll have to play it. Dying seconds of that first penalty. Chan, with some room, gets it up there for St. Denis. Stretched down the wall, into the zone. Still got it, right out in front. Oh, here's a chance for Della Valle. Backhanded on the second attempt. Robbed on the first. Excuse me. Barreto, trying to collect it off the wall. It's it down low for Johnson. Johnson skates it out. Losing an edge. Puck sticks. And that's Grubb looking for that puck in the Southpoint zone. Back to the point, off the skate. Got to be careful early in this period with the extra water on the ice. We've seen it a few times this season already, both in exhibition play and league play. So the puck sticks. Back into the Windsor zone with some room. Gets it as far as Chan. Back up, off the stick of Veselinovic. She's got it, controls it, chips it back, over into the corner. Back below the goal now. Tries to settle it down, penalties expire, walks it off the corner. Carries, gives it for Amaral. Back for Veselinovic, back for Amaral. Back out in front. Lulich, shot, doesn't find its way through, keeps the puck down low. Amaral gets it down for Veselinovic. She walks right out in front, scores! Oh, right on the short side. She slipped it right underneath the glove of the goaltender. Good patience to hold. And boy, she's got to feel good about that one now. No doubt with a smile on her face. 4-1 Southpoint. Face-off won by Windsor. Here comes Johnson. Centers! Oh, right into the skate of the defender. Back out to the point. Picked up by Fisher. Floated towards the net. Fisher again. Can't hold it this time. A 2-on-1 develops there. Shot. Walton's got it. Made an adjustment in between periods. I think we know why the shot totals were not compiling properly at the bottom. But you will see the shots. Here's a chance now for Chan. By herself, just taps it forward, goes around Verbjar, in on goal. Backhand stop made by the goaltender and held. Soft hands just to tap it forward and skate around. Johnson Settles in. Here's a chance. Chan shoots. Goaltender takes away the part of the net. She was sliding across the crease. .22 remaining in the third period. Perry Lulich on the backhand up front. Della Valle. Marintek. Barreto. Windsor's got it on the near sideboard corner. Gets it up to center. Lulich will go back for it. No icing. Backhands it for Perry. Up the board. Good play by Barreto. And here's Della Valle. Tries to pull it through the middle on the backhand. Another chance there. Good stop by the goaltender. It settles back below the goal. Retrieved by Casey. Floats it through the middle. Anson takes it. Chips it up. Send it for Sakella. She won't get there first though. Backhanded by Lulich. Second time. Gets it over for Perry. Forehand. Gets it up for Barreto. Up to the line and now she's got it out. She's got Marintet down the wing. Through the middle. Marintet now. In on goal. The shot. And that's stopped by the goaltender. Not a hard shot by any means, but nonetheless, number 18 found herself with an opportunity and the puck on her stick inside the blue. Good stick check there by Fisher to hold the line. Bit of a gamble. Still got it. Veselinovic, fresh off her previous shift scoring a goal. She's trying to find it with Amaral. 3 Wildcats there. One comes out with it. Gets it up for Borelli. Borelli trying to get some speed. Fisher. Shot right in the glove. Off the stick of Grubb and held for a whistle. Face off, drawn into the corner by Veselinovic cleanly. She'll pick up the loose puck briefly and it'll get tapped down into the Windsor zone. Defender trying to turn it, but that's picked off. Veselinovic has got it. Has it roll off her stick on the tape of 97 Borelli. Talia Borelli in on goal. Can't really pull the trigger on a shot. She just bats it forward and Walton will cover it up for a whistle. Full change here for the Stars. As with Windsor, on the front end only for Windsor. Johnson. Bats it up there for Workington, just outside of reach, but here's Chan now in on goal. Breakaway. Can't pull the trigger on it. Has a roll off her stick at the last second. She continues on it. Workington right out in front. Looking for pass off the stick of Chan. Couldn't find it. Batted forward. This should be icing. It is. Too far beyond the center ice line. And that'll get whistled dead. Another chance. Coming draw here. Johnson, Chan. Workington will remain out. Right off the draw, into the feet, back to the point. St. Denis doesn't shoot. Gets it over for Perry. Perry walks it, shoots, deflected on the way through, doesn't find the net. Workington looking for it. She gets it up to the point, batted out. St. Denis settle the puck down. Gets the puck up, off the stick of Perry. And here is Chan again, trying to get her feet moving. Here's another chance on goal. Save made, smothered, loose. Right out to the point, shot, floated in, that goes off Casey. Looked like it hurt a little bit. Back out to the point, sent right back into the zone. Chan, looking for it. Perry holds it, sends it right back in. Referee jumps out of the way for some reason. Johnson, down low. Now has the puck on her stick in the corner. Centering pass, it doesn't find its way out for Workington, looking there. Workington will finally go and get a change towards the end of the shift. St. Denis holding the wall. That's Marintet digging. This will send back Perry. Perry towards the end of the shift, running out of gas. Beat to the puck. Sticks, checks it, keeps it in the corner. Rolls off. Back out to the point. No shot. Back up to the point again. It's sent right back into the corner. Marintet digs on the wall. Some support there. Perry. So be careful. Back below the goal now. St. Denis. Her opportunity to clear is thwarted. Picked up by Johnson. They got to get that puck out, and they do. Defenders go to change. One forward changing. Here's Inslee with a stick check. Picked up there by Della Valle. Into the zone with Marintet. That stick checked out into neutral ice. Lulich will retrieve it. Over for Inslee. Inslee picked off. Intended for Marintet. Back into the Stars zone. Inslee will go back for it. She puts on the reverse for Marintet. The wall. Comes out in the top of the slot. Shot attempt knocks down Lulich. Cleared to safety. Good job by Marintet. Puck will get thrown in on goal. Big rebound though. Walton had to be careful there. Della Valle. It's a puck roll off her stick as she was trying to make a play on it. Right at center, near side board, send it back into the zone. Inslee slaps it over there for Lulich. Lulich backhands it for Della Valle. Cross ice. Off the back of the skate of Allsop. She can't find it. Trying to turn it quickly. There's a head shot right in front of the goaltender. Pair of 71s. St. Denis eating the first. Shot. Right out. Cleared to safety by St. Denis. She's got it. Backhands it up. And she's going to go. 2-on-1 with Amaral. Shoots. That's off the wood. Stick of the goaltender. Amaral. Looking for it. Can't find it. St. Denis has got it again. She'll float it into the zone, but that will go in the partition on the inside part of the bench for a whistle. Certainly a headshot right in front of the referee as they were skating, but there was no call there. 6:49 left in the third. Buy your lottery tickets. Into the zone. Coming out near side board, Amaral with Veselinovic. Veselinovic peels off, Amaral with 3 Wildcats. Puck comes out, picked up by Hatfield. She'll try to rim it around. Held there by Veselinovic. Back into the zone. Out to the line, not out. Thrown towards the goal. Bounces a couple times. Not handled cleanly the first time. The second time smothered by the goaltender and held for a whistle. Upcoming draw. First attempt, can't get it. Back out to the point. Picked up there by Perry. Floated in towards the goal area, but deflected into the near side corner. Up to the wall and out. Allsop. Got to be careful. Backhands it. Picked up by Sakella, but offside was Anson. Right in front of the linesman. Change here for Southpoint. Johnson settles in with Chan. Chan trying to bat it forward. She's got it. Into the zone. Over for Johnson on the backhand. Protects. Shot attempt and she's smothered out of the play. Picked up by Chan. She's hooked. No call. Puck comes out through neutral ice. Anson carries near side board. Tries to pull it out forward. Bat it to the corner. Or the wall rather by Perry. Good job on the backhand. Gets it for Lulich. Lulich through the middle now for Johnson. Morganton with her. Up to the line and out. Right in front of the bench. Got to be careful. 3 Wildcats there. Getting some help there is Johnson. She's impeded and hooked on the way through. They're just coming right at her with the body. Getting aggressive. They play it up high. Comes over for Lulich. Sends it right back into the zone down low. Johnson tries to get it back out there for Workington right out in front. Windsor comes across the line. No real shot as it was deflected off the stick. And then she's hit. That's Fisher with a great play. Keep the puck out. To the middle now. Barreto. Puck comes out. Cover that up. Stick checked into the corner by Walton. Back out to the point. Burrell goes to shoot. Right out front. Oh! No shot really. Found its way on the net. Missing on the far side with Walton go to the other side. Barreto trying to get there first. Taps it. She's got it. Floats it up there for Della Valle. Into the corner. Centering pass there intended for Barreto. Rubbed out. Fisher. Offside. Back into the zone. St. Denis will go back for it. Inside the 4-minute mark of the third period. They get it up to the wall, off Barreto, and out into neutral ice. Got some time here. Bodies going down all over. Here's Della Valle. Shoots. Just missing on the far side. Comes all the way out. St. Louis, far side wall. Perry defending, keeping her to the exterior. Right out. The centering pass, but behind both the Windsor players. Here's Marintet. Throws it towards the goal. It'll settle back behind the net. Alsop looking for it. Good job by St. Denis. She throws it at the net. Rimming it up to the point, held by Perry. Marintet trying to hold it. There's a gamble there by St. Denis. Puck will come squeaking out. Just floated back up there off the stick of St. Denis from Perry. Picked up by Veselinovic. Trying to get some room. She'll put on the brakes, turn it around. Get some steam. Little toe drag. Here she goes. One move at the blue line. Threw off Marintet. And offside will be the call. 2:49 remaining in the third. 4-1 Southpoint. We've seen power play goals. We've seen shorthanded goals. We've seen even strength goals. We've seen good pressure. Here's Workington in on goal. Shoots. Missing on the far side. Good effort. Throws it out in front. Trying to get there first is Inslee. She'll get it. Send it back into the zone. Veselinovic can't find the handle. Out in front of the Windsor bench. He'll float it through the middle. Outside of the reach. Lulich backhands it for Inslee. Backhands it for Workington. Good job! And she's met immediately, sending a 2-on-1. Trying to put on the brakes. Workington almost had it coming through that way. Cutting through the middle. Shot. Pad save made easily. Workington with a great shift. Here's a chance for Amaral if she hurries. Trying to protect the puck, putting on the brakes. Spins. Trying to get a shot away, and that's deflected and it goes through. Stick check there by Johnson. Johnson will clear. Puck goes back into the Windsor end. Approaching 90 seconds remaining in the third. Fisher. Over for St. Denis. Will move there to keep it to safety. Chan. Little move at the line. Hair bit offside, but wasn't called. Near sideboard. Grubb. Over center. Disrupted. Picked up there by Chan. With Della Valle. Chan. No shot. Floated. It went off the stick blade and up in the air. And right into the glove of the goaltender. Go ahead. Johnson just trying to tie it up there. Lulich floats it. Tries to float it in the zone. It's disrupted. Near side board. Picked up by Della Valle. What are we getting here? We got an offside call? No, we have curfew. With 1:04 left. That'll do it. 4-1 win for Southpoint. Good game all around. We'll meet up at center ice and shake some hands. So we believe it's either Lulich or Della Valle with the goal in the power play. We had a shorthanded marker. Veselinovic jamming one in on the short side. Good game all around. And we'll get right back at it tomorrow. Until then, join the YouTube channel or subscribe to it if you want to make sure that you get alerts. If not, we will see you tomorrow.